Hi guys, um, it's Jen. I just wanted to touch base with everyone today. It's Thursday, March 28th, 2019. And I just wanted to say that feeling kind of low today. If anybody who knows me out there can send some positive vibes my way, that would be really great. Um, I had a really strange day yesterday. I went over to my local public library um, because there were some fines that my ex let my 14-year-old son accrue on my account. And I can't check out any books on my account for my homework or anything. So I made a deal with the librarian to volunteer there, and I have been, and it's great. I love being at the library. I love it. It's my peace, my solace. It's like my church of choice. And while I was there, one of the things that I do is the gardening out front and weeding and raking the leaves and all that. I got blisters all over my fingers and my muscles are aching, but it was great. I was out in the sun yesterday and people were walking by like, "Oh, you're doing a great job. You want to come over to my house?" And really cute. And the town that I live in is a real touristy town. It's real like a coal mining town, trains and blah blah blah. Lots of spirit activity here. There's like an old jail museum and there's an old inn on Millionaires Row, I should say. All the slave drivers built their homes, and there's this inn there, and there's these two rooms that have a lot of spirit activity. And I used to work at the front desk there, and people would like request those rooms on purpose. Anyways, so I'm at the library, come back inside to get online and finish my work for yesterday, and this kid, I dropped my backpack and this kid picks it up and he's about my youngest son's age, about 14, and I'm looking at him thinking, "Wow, he's got really like sweet energy." And I said, "Thank you, honey." And he goes, "You know, that's just me." He goes, "I like doing kind things for people and um paying it forward." And I'm like thinking to myself, "Wow, okay, this kid's awesome." And I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Aiden." And I said, "Aiden, do you happen to know a kid named Benjamin?" And he goes, "Ben who?" And I said, and I told him his last name, and he said, "Oh my God," he said, "he's like my best friend in the whole world." I said, "Are you serious?" And we started talking, and let me just say, this kid, like, wow. I mean, he's kind of going through the same thing with his parents. His mom is a former addict, and his dad is kind of like my ex with the control and it's a lot of stuff, negative stuff. And they're going through court battles. And he said to me yesterday that he would take my son aside for an hour and get him alone and kind of understand that, don't block your mom. Don't listen to everything your dad says. She's trying to do the right thing. She loves you unconditionally. And then Aiden and I hugged each other and we started crying. Like the librarian came over with tissues and everything. And it's just really emotional. I'm sorry because he's so sweet and just such an innocent, sweet baby, like my kids. And these negative influences and everything that attach to these pure lighted children it just sickens me to my core. So we even told each other that I love you and I love you too, and it was just great. So fast forward to the end of the day, and the sun sets, and I was physically exhausted but mentally exhilarated by this point. And I had to, I've been staying in our car, and it's been a brutal winter with the weather up here. And I'm over it, and I've contacted all these agencies the other day, housing and the action committee and different churches and blah 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 blah. With no gas in your car to even get to any of these places, no signal ever for them to contact you back. It's like a lose-lose battle here. And literally in Carbon County, there's like um, no help for just single women. If you don't have children living with you, if you're not pregnant, or if you're not a man with a penis, you don't get help here. And it sickens me. So I said to Brian last night, I said, I really have to pee. Like my bladder's going to explode. And he's like, all right, go to the bathroom. So where I go is this ball field down in a cut, and there's like dumpsters in the back, and then like a line leading into the woods. So I go back there as to not get like an indecent exposure charge or anything like that. I go pee, I get in the car, I just start crying and I'm praying. And woo, behind me the cops pull up, right? And I'm like, oh fuck, you know? And so this guy, he's like, "Oh, your Florida license is blah blah blah. You don't have a Pennsylvania license here. I'm gonna tow the car." And I'm like, I said, "This is my shelter right now. This is my only way out of this brutal cold." I said, "Does anyone around here know the definition of the word compassion or empathy, or is that non-existent here? It seems that way." And he's watching me unload all my bags out of the trunk, unload this. And I'm telling him, like, look, I have to be at the welfare department on Friday to get my mail because that's where my mail is sent. And I have an interview to get my little piddly $200 a month in cash assistance, which I desperately need right now. And I'm explaining all these things. Like, I go to school online, I have DCF working to clean up my son's environment with their father and different things. I can't leave. I have to be in Lehighton on Friday. Like, what do you want me to do here? Lug all my stuff and make a 6 mile trip there and back every single day. Like, get real, dude. So he calls these other troopers in. They hear my story and they walk away and leave because they felt like shit. And then the podunk cop that stopped behind me, I was smart to him, and I even said, like, I'm sorry I don't have a penis like you, that I can't just whip it out somewhere and pee out my window. It's not easy balancing over a cup in the back seat of a car, and blah blah blah. I was just so truthful with him, and I just put my head in my lap. I'm sitting out in the cold with all my bags piled up in the dirt next to the car, and I just started praying, and he's trying to interrupt me, and I said, "Excuse me, I'm praying right now." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And the tow truck driver guy, he was pretty cool. He looked, and he even like put the car on the lift, and he came back to talk to Podunk, and he was like, you know, what was the reason for this? Like, he saw me sitting there and he actually felt I could sense it from him. Anyways, so they took the car last night, which means that Brian, who was nice enough to let me stay in that because I don't even have a tent or anything to even survive out in this cold. Now he lost his car and it's $150 to get it out of tow. Like, we could pull $150 out of our asses, right? So now he's pissed off at me. I gotta live with everybody's, fuck shit all the time. And I'm over it. I'm really over this town, this negative minor energy here that's dark. And I know why I'm here. I know why I'm here. We all have stations, so to speak, that we have to hold down. And of course, me always being the ever challenging scholar that I've always been, of course, I would choose one of the hardest assignments, right? Yeah. Well, uh, they talk about being able to amend your soul contract and everything. And I'm really, really considering it right now. I don't want to, but I'm really considering it. I'm literally at a loss as to what to do. Everyone, they talk about center yourself, meditate, escape the matrix. Um, Nobody else is outside in -2-degree weather with no shelter, no, eating beans out of cans, and just everybody's got a nice, warm, cozy bed, nice heated home, food in their fridge. They can pop in a microwave. Luxury, luxury, luxury. So meditate this. Sorry, that was wrong. I'm just waiting for one of these agencies or something to call me back and Brian's uncle let me crash here for the night, which was nice. I slept in a bed, as you can see, and it was warm. It is warm right now. I have coffee this morning, like the little things. I'm trying to be grateful for it. But, like, people just keep questioning me. Why don't you go back home to Florida? And go where? Like, leave my kids. I'm not doing that. After I've come this far, I'm not doing that. Second of all, my geographic location is nonsensical. It makes no difference. I have no one in 3D linear time matrix world. No one and nowhere that I belong. Let's get that straight. So my geographic location means nothing. And I need to be here because I'm going to have court proceedings and blah, blah, blah very soon with my children. I've started the ball rolling with that. And it would be a travesty to give up now and tuck my tail between my legs and whimper on to the wilderness, the woods, fucking go freeze to death and just die. So, anyways, I guess, gonna make some phone calls today and see where I can get. Brian's uncle is try to help him come up with the $150 to get the car out, and then I feel like it's partially my responsibility, even though it technically isn't all my responsibility or fault. But I do share in some of it. I did take the car. I did have to relieve myself, so therefore I should try to pay back, what I can. I just don't have anything right now. So I got two more books from the library yesterday that I was guided to get, and that was the Iliad and the Odyssey. So I'm into that today, making my phone calls. You guys out there, my truth tribe, my soul sisters and brothers, my light workers, way showers, guides, seers, star seeds, all of you. My sons are star seeds too. They are the most empathetic, gentle, kind beings that I've had the privilege and honor to be mother to. And we're all hurting, and my family can help your family. Not financially, of course, but we're pretty solid in who we are. We don't run on hate, we only know love. And I instilled these foundations in my sons a long time ago, even though they don't remember. And they have people in their lives poisoning their minds against me. Uh, could you guys just keep us in your prayers, or like I said, in your intent, your positive intent, and send. I'm working on this abundance. Fuck money. Fuck the root of all evil. I'm not about that. I don't sit there and try to manifest money and all that. I try to manifest situations that are abundant to pursue my path of healing. That's what I do. So, but I do need to survive, for now. I need to eat. I need toiletries. I need a tent, even, and kerosene or something. I don't give a shit anymore. So, sorry if I'm being such a downer. I don't mean to bring down anybody's energy today. I just could use a little help with mine. So, I'm going to go do some reading, and the sun's out, thank God. And I love you guys. I love you beyond measure, because reaching out with you guys or hearing your stories, or when you guys channel messages that confirm my visions and things, it's like, yes, people get me, but I have no one to, like, in my reality to start sharing these gifts with. Like, if I start speaking on them to medical professionals and all that, I know where that leads. So for now, please keep me and my sons in your heart today. We could use it.